Hey guys, Brian here from Answers in Genesis. And right now I'm at Bryan College, speaking at a conference during the summer. And Bryan College is my alma mater. It's where I went to school. And it's so cool to be back on the campus and have all these kind of old memories flash up. And right now I'm sitting in front of Woodley Ewing, the guys' dorm here at Bryan College when I was here. And this is where I stayed when I was at Bryan College until I got married, then moved to married housing. But in this dorm right here. And there's so many memories here in this dorm. And I want to share one of those with you in particular, connected to one of our lessons as we go in here to Woodley Ewing. I can remember my freshman year here at Bryan College. It's 1995, and I come in here to Woodley Ewing, and it's nighttime, and I come into the lobby area, and at the time here in the lobby of Woodley Ewing, this is where the guys would hang out and watch TV. It's small, but it's a small college, roughly 600 people in general. But right here there would be TV on that wall behind me. And we would sit here on the chairs and watch TV. Well, I came in one night and the movie Rocky II was playing. Rocky II. If you don't know Rocky or Rocky II, so Rocky II is where Rocky is fighting Apollo Creed, and this is the one where they're fighting. It's a really long boxing match, and it's really dramatic. And Rocky's knocked down multiple times, but eventually he actually wins and beats Apollo Creed in the movie. And it's really dramatic and really fun to watch. Well, that movie was on, and the guys, as we were coming in that night, we were seeing the movie and we were stopping to watch it. So this room just filled up with a bunch of college guys watching Rocky II. And towards the end of the movie, when it's really reaching its climax and they're duking it out, Rocky is losing. Right? It seems like he's losing. He's being knocked down by Apollo Creed, and the crowd in the movie starts chanting Rocky. And we, as just young men, college guys, we get excited too. We start chanting Rocky II. And we're all fired up watching the movie. We're just getting into it, even though we all know the end of it, right? We've seen it before. We know Rocky wins. But we're excited. We're cheering him on, even though he's going through lots of adversity. And we are just cheering him on, and we are just excited because we know what's coming. And eventually, Rocky does win, and of course, we go crazy. We're all excited, and it was so much fun. It's just a cool thing to be a part of. Kind of weird, I know, but teenage boys, college boys, excited, fun, Rocky, boxing. What's not to love, right? And so, but it's funny as I think back to that event. We were watching Rocky II, and as you watch Rocky, and Rocky II in particular, he's fighting Apollo Creed, and he's losing. He's getting knocked down, and if you didn't know the end of the movie, you might think, well, Rocky's going to lose this match, right? And it just looks really bad for Rocky, and so you might think that. But we knew the end of the movie. We know how the movie ends. We've seen the movie before. We know the end, even as we're watching it. So as we watch Rocky get knocked down, you know what? We know that's not the end of the story. We know that he does win the match eventually. So even in the midst of what seems to be very bad times for Rocky in the movie, we can be excited that, you know what? It looks bad now, but we know the end. We've seen the end. We know he wins. We can be excited even during the tough times and to really rejoice when he pulls out the victory, right? And I want to make a connection to our lesson. We're looking at the return of Christ. You see, we know as Christians the end. God has told us how all of this ends. And in the end, God wins. And we win in God. God is victorious. The script is already written. History in God's mind is already done. He's eternally present. It's accomplished. He wins. And so as we make a comparison there, think about it. Watching the Rocky movie, even though it looked bad, we can be excited. As Christians living this life right now, things can look bad. We look at a culture, it looks really, really dire. We look at things happening in our lives, so tough times, tough circumstances, bad things happening. Things can be really rough, they can be hard. But even during the midst of all that, we know in the end that God wins and that Christ is coming back. And when he comes back, one day there'll be a new heavens and a new earth, and we'll be with him for eternity in perfection. And all the sorrows and all the pain of this world will pass away when we'll have a new perfect existence with Christ forever, perfect relationship with him. How awesome will that be? And so in the midst of what could be trying times, as we think about what's happening in our world, in our lives, we can have hope. Not just this random idea of, it might happen. No, we know. It's an expectant hope. We know it's coming because God is faithful. He cannot lie. He's told us how this all does end. We know that he's all powerful. He will do what he's promised. He will be faithful to what he has said he will do. He will come back victorious and establish his kingdom forever. He wins. We know the end. And so we can be excited even during the hard times to know that, maybe tough now, but victory is coming. God is coming, and we can look forward to that. So, as a bunch of college kids can be excited about Rocky winning a fake boxing match that's just a movie, how much more so as Christians we can be genuinely excited and really confidently hopeful, knowing Christ is coming back, and live in a way that is in light of that truth. That we live in confident hope. We know He is coming. We walk in that, and we live lives to glorify Him because we know He's coming, and we'll be there when He comes. We will be with Him. How awesome that is. Yes, Rocky winning a boxing match, fun to watch on TV, but Christ coming back, that is glorious for eternity beyond our comprehension. That's a hope we can truly believe in. You guys have a good day. We'll talk later on. See ya.